Is United a title contender this season? They are third in the table. They have 26 points. They just beat Leeds 6-2. They look good. They've taken 19 points out of their last 21. They still have one more game in hand. And if they win that game, which is against Burnley, who were just at the start of match day 14, they were in relegation. They beat the Wolves, so now they're out of relegation, out of the relegation zone. But they're not, let's say, elite team. So they should be able to beat Burnley, and then they would be 2 points behind Liverpool. Is it time to take United as legit title contenders? I don't know. People were hating on United, myself being one of them. They got taken out of Champions League when they shouldn't have. They should have been top of that table with the amount of talent they have. I've said Ole out. I've been one of the people that's said that, but he has them on fire right now in the Premier League, and it can't be ignored. You can't ignore it. Like I said, 19 points out of 21. That's ridiculous. That's great. That means you won 6. You tied 1 out of your last 7. So, is United a legit title contender? Well, they got to find consistency. Number one, if they're able to keep somewhat of this form that they've had in the last 7 games, then yes, they'll be title contenders. But the problem with United since Alex Ferguson left is that they have not been able to be consistent throughout the whole season. Maybe they haven't had stretches like the ones they've had right now, but they just can't seem to find consistency throughout a whole season. And I'm curious to see if United is going to be able to do that. They're on fire right now. Their soccer looks good. The goals they're scoring in the middle of the week, and this game against Leeds, they were great. I'm not gonna lie. The build-up was good. We saw Pogba play good in the middle of the week. We saw James play good this weekend against Leeds. We're seeing a lot of players in United find their form. Rashford is playing good. Pogba looked good. The defense is starting to look stout. Even the Hat had a couple saves. Like, we're starting to see this United team kind of play to their full potential. And there's no denying that United have one of the best rosters in the Premier League. They have a deep roster. They have talent at every position. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, they spent a lot of money on this team. So if they're able to find that consistency, if Ole is able to get his tactics right, after the game against Leeds, he was talking to the press conference and he was saying that they knew how Leeds was playing and they knew how they could hurt him. And I was seeing the NBC broadcast and they were highlighting how they were pressing Leeds. They were sending a lot of people to one side and they were able to expose Leeds like that. If Ole's able to get his tactics right, if he's able to inspire this team, if United's able to keep this consistency, I have no reason to believe why United shouldn't be a contender at the end of the season. But like I said, since Sir Alex Ferguson left, they haven't been able to do it. There's a pretty large sample size with Ole, and it hasn't been done right now. Have they turned the table? Have they turned the page? Have they found a good form under Ole? I mean, this is the best stretch of games that they've played against Ole. So I'm gonna be able and they've had some horrible stretches with Ole too. So I'm curious to see, are they able to keep it? I would like to see United be a contender. Like, you may think I don't like United, but United, the league is better when United is good. Let me just put it out there. The Premier League is better when United is one of the top teams in the Premier League. If you're a United fan, if you're not a United fan, I think we could all agree on that. It's the same in the Serie A. Like, the league is better if the Milans are good, or obviously for La Liga, if Real Madrid and Barca are good. The league is better when the historic elite teams are good. It's just a simple fact. So I would like to see United go back to their glory days. Maybe that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win the title every year, but I would like to see them be competitive, be a top 4 team consistently. It just brings, having United at the top is good for the Premier League, in my opinion. So we'll see if United, in my opinion, I think United will finish top 4 again. I don't think they have a legit chance to be champions. And that might not be because of United, but that might be because of Liverpool. That is nothing bad. I'm not saying nothing bad against United. It's just, in my opinion, Liverpool is just the class of the Premier League. But we're gonna find out a lot about United in these next coming weeks. They play Leicester next week. They play Wolves after that. They play Aston Villa and then Liverpool on January 17th. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see how they go, how their form is going into that Liverpool game. United is third place right now. Leicester's second. So this next weekend is going to be great. Wolves is always tough. They're not playing that well, but Wolves, Aston Villa, they're one of the better teams in the middle of the pack. And then Liverpool, that should be the real test. How United go into that game, how they're able to perform against Liverpool. That's a game I'm really looking forward to seeing.